Kia ora and welcome to Cornwall Park on a sunny Saturday morning. We've got a really big day ahead of us here. We've got 4 games on the live stream, 5 overall, 1 on field 2 later in the day. But to kick us off, we've got the Shaun Johnson Shield, Auckland Black versus Auckland Blue. I am Daniel McKenzie in the box, joined by my colleague, the man, the myth, the legend, Auckland Rugby League's favourite son, TJ Ashford. TJ, how are you, mate?
Oh, very good this morning, Daniel. Thanks for having me in the booth with you, mate.
Nah, it's a pleasure. I always wanted to have the founder of the Shaun Johnson Shield, Dean Bell Cup and Georgia Hale Cup in the box for me.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure being here, man. There's obviously a lot of people to thank behind the scenes for the event so far, and you know, not only us, but the One New Zealand Warriors, and obviously all the staff and stuff like that involved as well. It's been a great campaign to date.
Yes, it has, and we've seen some enthralling games so far, and we didn't have Auckland Black on the live stream last week. They did pick up a nice win over Waikato as we see their lineup here, and again, it's the spine that'll be really key for them today, and they were strong last week.
Yeah, they have been, man. EJ Mahu Delamere at the back, he's electric, he's a live wire, more hands on the ball for him today, the better off it's going to be for his side. And then also the other co-captain as well, Albert AJ Belchin as well. He locks the scrum quite well. He's like an extra ball player out there as well, so look for him to get plenty of touches today. But
again, it's that spine of Auckland Blue that's also going to be key to this. Tomu Cook, Trayvon Dave, Horotoa Davidson, Tiffany Cooley there again, another strong spine that's really going to push their side around the park well.
Yeah, it is, man. And to be honest, this under-16s competition's been awesome. Like the contest between all the players out there and all the teams have been real close to date. But another blockbuster today, man. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be an electric one today, and we're kicking off with 2 Auckland teams. We will see Northland and I believe it's Coastlines on later in the day, which should be a good one. Northland they have some good players on their side, as do Coastline, so again, that's going to be an interesting one because they've been a little inconsistent to start, but really they'll really enjoy the flourish on the camera here today.
Yeah, they will, man. I feel a little bit sorry for Northland in a way. Them, as well as our Auckland Black side, obviously missed a few games at the start of the year due to those floods, so they haven't quite played as many as everyone else. However, Auckland Black still have a chance today to actually, if they get the win, they go through top 2. So it's going to be a good clash here today. It'll be up to Auckland Blue to try and stop that from happening.
Yeah, but they didn't have the best start in the first half last week against Waikato. Really struggled under that high ball early, but then Waikato seemed to just go away from the game plan. And I think really with the sun shining down on one end and whatever way you're kicking, it's really going to be about putting that ball up and making the team really catch it in the sun. That's going to be a crucial one.
Yeah, well, it's going to come down to, obviously, both sides have really strong forwards out there today as well, and I see a big exclusion in Lucian Makaele. He's going to be massive. He's carrying an injury for this week, so he's going to be a massive loss for this Auckland Blue side. But, again, look for both of these sides to use their middles, play around the ruck a little bit more, and then, obviously, it's going to come down to the halves with their kicking game at the back end of it as well.
Yeah, well, they both have strong forward backs. One, Philip Lavakiaho, he scored a couple tries last week, absolute barnstorming runs, left, right, centre off the back fence. And I do think that exclusion of Lucian Makaele, it's a big one because he and D'Angelo really provide that punch forward off the bench or starting as well. So it's a big loss for them, but we'll see how they go today.
Yeah, the battle of the tens are probably what excites me the most, and Hudson Frost and obviously Philip Lavakiaho. They're both good front rowers as well, so that battle there is going to be massive. But I'm also been impressed with Riley Mohi Te Wara as well. He's one of the boys that actually travel up from Waikato to play in the Auckland competition, so great dedication shown by the young fellow and his parents. So shout out to his parents on that one for helping him support him through his rugby league journey. But yeah, there's forwards all over the park here, so I'm excited to watch this contest.
As we see the close colour of strips, that is Auckland Black, or Auckland Blue, apologies, Auckland Black, apologies on that. Again, yes, we're very confused in the strips, quite identical, but we'll correct ourselves for that as we get us underway here. That's Tomu Cook taking the kick off there. And it's off the back fence. We see a barnstorming run, and it's met sturdy there. That's good contact over the top. It'll be interesting to see how the first set goes. It's quite dewy on top, so it's really about ball handling at the start here.
Yeah, man, and they're lucky I've given them brand new footies to play with today as well, so should be no excuse. However, the new ball does have a little bit of gloss on there, so it might be slippery earlier on. Let's see who settles into the game first.
And that was Trayvon Dave dropping one under there. Just running in pairs is going to be the start, and that's a good carry there. That's Sukuvea taking that run. It's a good run. Good quick play the ball too. We got 1 quarter marker. Quite deep, and that's a good run there. Oh, wonderful work. Second phase has been crucial for both of these teams, so it's really going to be interesting. to see how they go with the offloads and just really getting in as we see the last tackle here. And it's not a bad kick. It's just chipped over the top, but it's a good take there. As we see Auckland Black bring it away. Not a bad set to start there from Auckland Blue.
Yeah, very good set, man. They got to their kick and they've obviously turned them down inside their own 20. Now their markers have to work aggressively as well. And you see there, it's a good run by EJ. Let's see if they can get on the front foot here and complete the set for Auckland Black's first set as well.
Yep, they want to get all their forwards in there, get nice and early. And I think second phase is a real strength of both of these sides and getting that offload away, just creating that broken line, staggered line for the likes of both Trayvon Dave and Deshaunte Tawal to really just run at the line and really get it going as we see a good, strong run there. Still trying to get the colour of the strips. Was that Auckland Black taking that run?
Yeah, Auckland Black's the one that's just kicked the ball there, man. So the blue and red strip is Auckland Blue.
As we see Tomu Cook take that, and he's an exciting one to watch as Tomu Cook.
Yeah, he's an exciting prospect. He once was a Warrior. Yeah, he's signed with someone else at the moment, but an extremely great young talent in Tomu, and we wish him all the best in his career. He's a great kid as well, man. So, yeah, it's just pleasing to see he's had a good campaign this campaign also.
Yes, he had a strong region of origin too, which really, I think he's carried off the back of that and just gone up and another gear to really stake his claim and try and push for that NRL prospect, and that's what he's got at the minute, which is good to see.
He has, man. And an exciting thing as well, he's actually a year young to play this grade as well. So he's not only a year young, but he's also been one of the standouts so far in this Shaun Johnson Shield competition. So great young player, and like I said, he's even better young man as well, man. So privileged to be working with him over the last couple of years.
The kick goes up, and this will be a difficult one to take, but it's taken nicely there. And that sun's going to be a real difficulty for all the wingers for Auckland Black catching in this first half, and they've done it well so far, 2 from 2 on the takes, and looking into the sun is not an easy one, but I think Auckland Blue, they're going to quite prevail with these high kicks into the corners here, which is going to be a good start for them.
Yeah, smart footy there, eh? It's been good. He's lucky, yeah. Unfortunately, I was going to say it's been actually a good start to the game. You know, that's 2 from 2 completions from both sides so far, but both of these teams, you know, they're traditionally it's a battle of the South Auckland teams, which is pretty cool. So all of the boys that are playing in this competition or in this game here today is from the South Auckland clubs. So pretty exciting to watch. So it's a little bit of a battle of the South here today, which is exciting. And
it'll be bragging rights amongst some of the boys when they go back to clubland, and I think there'll be a few chirps of, oh, boys, how'd you go in SJ Shield? Oh, not too well. And it's going to run, I think, most of the season, but it's good to see a bit of banter being thrown around between these teams.
Yeah, it is, man. And, you know, some of these boys from both sides actually play club together, so they're playing against them probably for the first time. A lot of these kids have grown up together for the last, 5 to 6 years playing club. It's first time playing against each other, so it's pretty exciting to watch.
As we see Sikuve, he's really dug into the line early, looked to throw a big dummy or play out the back, and he'll be one to watch as we see Auckland Black go right, and they're just going to shift. Oh, it's not too bad. A little bit of a slow play there. I think they need to get a little deeper into the line and just really try and dig it out, force someone to make the mistake, or else it's just going to be just overs and overs. As that's not a bad little kick, and see what the referee's called, and a little bit of a slip down the hill. And these end goals at Cornwall Park, as Regan and I have mentioned over the last year and the previous few weeks, they do slope down in the corners, as we see. Was that taken dead by Tomu Cook?
No, I think he's let it go dead there, so he's lucky. But man, that just adds to the threat of these in goals. So there's a little bit of a dip on both sides of the field here, but that's what I mean. It's going to come down to the kicking games on the half at the back end of sets as well, because that's going to be costly for this black side, giving away a 7 tackle set.
Yes, it will, and great patience though from Tomu Cook just to let it run past him. He did have a little bit of pressure on him, but he's able to just guide it well, and we saw that a few last night, and some of these boys, they didn't let one go. I think, was it Nick Meady? He didn't want to bat that one dead, and it hurt you there, TJ, won't it? Nick Meady not batting one dead and conceding, but they got up in the end of the Storm.
Yeah, they did. They are one of the teams I support. I've supported them since they've come into the grade, so it was good to see them get back in the winner's circle. But I'm also a Warriors man now too, so I'm excited for the Warriors game tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be a good one, as we see. I think that was for the kick chase being offside. And it wasn't the best kick there from Trayvon Dave. I think he might have wanted a little bit more height on that, just sort of end over end and quite shallow too. And again, though, it's a good take from Auckland Black. Really, in the sun is going to be the difficulty, and they've got a freebie down here. And the opening 5 minutes has been pretty even so far. we'll see who can really get a foothold on this game, or else it's just going to be, I think it's going to be a close one down to the end there, but Auckland Black really will want this win if they need to win to stay alive.
Yeah, you can already see it. It's already an early grind as well for both of these sides, so pretty exciting contest ahead. So we see Lutu Mawala taking his carry for today.
And he'll want to get in for some more work, as we see that's the captain, Hudson Frost, and he was an absolute monster last week. Oh, apologies there. Still confused on the strips. As we see a nice break there and good line run, and that's going to be the key. Direct lines from these edge back rows, really hitting at the halves and making them work early, as we see a little shift there, and that's not too bad.
And that was, I see a Tully there with that run.
Apologies before, that was Auckland Black, so that was my main man, Philip Lavakiaho, as George Kite's taking that run, and those two with the 1-2 punch are just really good to watch up front. So we see them go wide, and some little space out wide, and good hands down there, and it's a... As he stayed in, that's the question. Referee awards the try, and it's Caleb Finlay on the wing there. It was nice hands. He had a lot of work to do, though, at the end there, TJ. Yeah,
I'm going to put that down to the big forwards there. Philip Lavakiaho had a good run, and then backed up there by George Kite as well, who's very impressive over the last few weeks. What that's done there is just sucked in the defensive line of Auckland Blue, which allowed them to get that overlap there. And you can see there, Caleb Finlay, he's also impressed me. Yeah, Dan, he's actually was a part of our Auckland 15s that played the Warriors last year in an exhibition match, and he was impressive in that contest as well. He still actually had a lot of work to do there, beating a couple of defenders, and he managed to get the ball down. So good try here for Auckland Black. They're in the space that they need to carry on going into the final next week. Let's see if they can hold on to it for the rest of the game.
Yes, they are, and he still had a lot of work to do, because he had one D'Angelo Mikaele coming across, and he's a big unit, and Caleb Finley's a tall body, though, so he's got some bit of strength behind him, and we'll see if we can knock this over. As it's just gone under there from EJ. And EJ really showed his quality on ball and off ball. Last week he was really good at organising the defensive line, making sure they didn't concede, and he was great under the high ball from one Jalquin Burks from Waikato, who can absolutely put a bomb up and just spiral in. EJ is going to be their strike weapon today.
Yeah, and again, we spoke about how much of a live wire EJ is as well. That's one of his strengths, is not only his fitness, but also how electric he is around the ball. So just expect EJ to be pushing up, following the ball wherever it goes today, trying to put himself in some good positions to score some points.
As Blue get us underway again, it's a wobbly kickoff. Oh, it's well trapped, though. The trap and scrap has been brought out, as Mike Lennis was saying. It's a strong run there. Good run from George Kite, my man, taking it up, and it's backed up again. Good carry from the number 11. That's through. Yes, he's had a strong one, and here we see
Nathaniel Fafita.
Fafita getting out from dummy half, and I think when the forwards start to tire, they're really going to push back around their ruck, as they have done in previous weeks, Auckland Black.
Yeah, I actually like the look of number 9, Nathaniel Fafita as well. I'm actually real excited about the 16s comp. This is my favourite one. Not that I'm picking sides or anything, but these boys have been outstanding this campaign so far. And I've known for quite a few of these boys now, if not all of them, for the last few years, coming through their rugby league journey. As we see Deshontae Tiwal put in a nice little crossfield kick.
Oh, it's well taken there by Christian Roach.
That's Falaniko, I believe, bro.
Oh, again, apologies. That's Falaniko Lagoya there. It's these jerseys that are getting me today. Normally I'm pretty good with them. If it's Auckland white, they got the strip across the front. As we see the referee award a penalty, it's all offside there, and that's not what Auckland Black wanted there.
Yeah, apologies on the jersey, guys. We had to change the names this year, obviously, just because of the geographical, how we've selected the teams. So it's a little bit of a mix-up, because these jerseys were picked for something else last year, or picked for this competition, but they were named differently. So a little bit disappointing there, but we'll try and fix that up for next year for our viewers.
Yeah, when we get those properly black and white kits and blue kits, that's really going to make a difference for us commentators up here. And at the moment, normally I'm onto it, but till this morning, I feel like I'm still half asleep, struggling here.
Okay, well, one's blue and red, and one's teal then. So the teal one, the ones with the white V, that's the black team. Okay, so for the viewers at home, that's the black team.
As we see a good break there, and that's Auckland Blue making that.
Oh, it's Mohi Te Wara.
Yes, it is.
Well done.
So we see a nice little tip play, and they're done well there. Oh, big dummy and go, and he rolls and spins, and the referee awards it right in front of the sticks, and that was nice hands there from the boys. Just to shift it back in the middle and just one straight run and you punch right through the middle.
Yeah, that try scorer there, number 9, Tipene Cooley. And again, that's just come off some big runs from their middle forward. So we spoke about that before the game. That's going to be the strength of both of these sides. Nice little play there by Trayvon Dave as well. And again, a nice little tip on from Militoni Sukavia, number 13. So Militoni, great player as well, similar to his opposition number today, AJ Belchin, both great runners of the ball, but also better ball players as well. So there's some battles all over the park at the moment.
And if we go back to that Trayvon Dave play, he's done well to read the men push up on the outside and the lack of push from the inside, just to pop one ball in, just able to see that space and really ignite that. But again, you go down to that hands from Sikuvea, silky touch from a big man who's playing at lock, and he's got a little bit of ball playing skills too to back it up. So
yeah, he does.
Nice little try assist there.
Great play by Trayvon Dave, and again, you saw there marker over chase there, just creating that inside space. That short side marker probably needed to tie in a little bit there and cover that inside shoulder, but golden rule of rugby league defensively, Dan, is the inside shoulder, that's your domain, man, so you need to be protecting that space.
Yes, it is. As we see Tipene Thompson-Hona knock that over, and I think when he gets a bit of space out wide, he's one to struggle with defensively for some of these sides, and he's really shown his skills. He's got good feet, good hands, bit of speed to match it up, and a bit of strength too. He's the all-round package, would you say? Yeah,
he is. And to be honest, man, this blue side, for those of you at home watching, they're actually the youngest side playing in this competition at the moment. So there's a few boys that will still be playing in this competition, the Shaun Johnson Shield, next year. So it's good signs for those young boys having that pathway there available to them. So credit to everyone involved for the competition at the moment.
And again, blue, it's... we say it in the NRL level, and we'll say it here too, it's how do you respond after scoring. You don't really want to have a drop. The ball is still quite dewy on the field, and luckily you've given them a new ball, so the grip should be fine. As we see, I think Auckland Black will want to try and slow down this play the ball a bit. It's quite fast, but they're quite deep though with the blue, and so you see Mikhaila getting in for that run, but he's stopped by a brick wall, and two boys there, but he's broken off one, and he's finally brought down. He was stopped hard, but then he's still got that post-contact meters to match it, though.
Yeah, he's another one of those young boys that can still play. As we see a nice little run there by Cooley. He'll be playing in this competition again next year, Dan, him and his brother Lucian. So still young boys, but they're playing well above their age grade at the moment.
Yep, they are, and it's great to see them stay here. And we see the final tackle is going to go out to Dave, and he's got that kick slightly better. It's Tomu Cook looking, chasing through, and it's well taken there by EJ Delamere. That's wonderful hands there. Tomu Cook screaming down on the inside. As you see on the replay, look at this kick from Dave. It's right on the money, just in front of the goal line. Good hands at the end just to avoid Tomu Cook and not knock it on.
Yeah, Blue just playing to the conditions at the moment. The sun's in their favour. Ending their sets, putting the ball high. That's what Trayvon Dave and Haroto Davidson need to continue doing for this first half at least.
So we see a good carry there from Auckland Black, and they're going to need a few metres getting out of their own end, and that was Sikuvea taking that run. And that's AJ Belchin there. Apologies before. Again, the kits are still getting to me. And it's a good defensive set though from Blue, and Black are really kicking deep in their own half. So you see a good take there, and that's wonderfully done. The kick return's going to be strong from Auckland Blue, and it's a good start from Auckland Blue, just short of the 40, or if we can say just over the 40, apologies. These lines aren't painted too well as Cook takes a run there, and you know it's Tomu Cook when that rat's tail's flying out the back door. And outside backs are going to be key for these guys getting forward and really digging in the hard work for the forwards to lay that platform.
Yeah, you can see their play 3 already inside the opposition 40, so they've just turned the screws a little bit, Auckland Blue. They just need to be disciplined here, get to the back end of their set. As we see a knock on, commentators curse, as you normally do. But yeah, look, they're playing at the right end of the field at the moment. They were winning the arm wrestle. It's important that they complete their sets and keep building pressure and be disciplined, because if they do that for a long period of time, points will come off the back of that as well.
Yeah, man, we do dish out a few commentators' curses here each week, and it's our specialty at the minute. As we see just over 15 minutes gone in this first half, it's a close one. It's 6 points to 4, Auckland Blue winning. There's been an arm wrestle from both sides, and we see a hook, and it's come out the side, and it's play on. We saw that last night on the NRL game. Someone won a scrum against the feet. I think it was
Bronson Garlick, I think. Yeah, so he got down their traditional old school hooker. getting down low in the scrum and hooking the ball back. So it was a big play in the game.
It was, yes. The Tigers did have a bit of a roll on, and yeah, unfortunate for the Tigers, they just couldn't get up at the end. The Storm, it wasn't their best performance, but they'll take it. A win's a win nonetheless.
Yeah, a win is a win, man. So you got to take them whenever you get them. So, but yeah, now back to the footy here as we see a strong one by Phillip, but there's been an error. Referee's called a knock on too. So again, both sides now back-to-back errors from both teams.
Yeah, but it wasn't a full strip on that. A few hands on the ball, but I don't think he was playing at it. So it's not a bad result for Auckland Blue. They've stopped the onslaught of what could have been for Black. It's just over the 40. The scrum's being packed. 13:30 left in the first half, and it's been quite even so far as Dave drops one off to... Oh, that's a good run there. That's Peter Faleaga. He's still going. Faleaga, he had support, and Davidson and didn't want to use him, but they want to quick play the ball here, and almost borderline sin binnable offence there as Dave goes deep into the line, and it's touched. And what's the call here? That's going to be the question. So you see off the back of the scrum, look at Faleaga go straight through the heart of the defence, and he's off, and he's running, and he had support, and Davidson, and he... You know, these young boys, it's still in one ear out the other, and I think that's what it was there. Didn't see the support runner with him.
Yeah, they just had to be a bit more patient with the ball there, trying to force an offload. It's only the second play, but great run by Peter Fa'alianga as well. So he's only just come back into the competition as of late. He started off with a bit of an injury earlier on in the competition. So great player, strong on his carries. Definitely has a little bit of work to do defensively, but look for him to get some more touches like that today.
As we see a strong run there from Tom Farble. And he's done well for his side, and they're really trying to work the ruck over there. Auckland Blues slow it down because Black getting a little bit of a roll on here as we see Phillip Lavakiaho. Oh, that's a crucial ankle tap at the dying stages there from Davidson. And again, they're scooting, and number 14, Gordon Afoa, oh sorry, TJ Harris is on. And he was electric from dummy half last week after coming off the bench.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to travel down to Tauranga to watch the Auckland Black play Coastline a few weeks ago, and TJ Harris actually injected a fair bit of energy when he came on the field down there, so look for him to do the same in this contest. As
we see a nice little trick play there, and it's spilled by Cook, and it's the result that Black wanted there. And oh, did he knock that on? No, he must have just claimed it, and silky hands from Tumu Cook there in the dew. He's done well to clean that up low to the ground, as there we see my man Gordon Afoa off the bench, and that's what they'll want there, is the punch off the bench for both sides really getting involved. And as we see a penalty, it's a free piggyback down there for Auckland Blue, easy meters from their own end, and I think the clean-up from Tumu Cook is the one that'll do it, and that's a good run there from Thompson Hono, earn his side a penalty.
Yeah, great little run there, but again, just discipline, especially turning it over at the right end of the field. Discipline plays a big part in footy today, so it's important that they're getting down there, keeping their tackles down low, staying on side, and just working to the referee there as well, because it's going to be a big play if Auckland Blue can complete their set.
As we see Auckland Blue get us underway again, that's Gordon Afoa taking another run. He's going to want to look to get in for some busy work early, and he's done that already. As we see, it's matched by, that's Hudson Frost, the captain. It's a good play the ball too. He's got some speed behind it as Dave goes off for a little jink and a step, and he's wrapped up nicely though there by the number 3, and that's Moala, and he's a big unit as Moala at centre. Strong carrier too.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to have Lutu in their Auckland 15 side against the Warriors at the end of last year as well, and he's like having a back rower, man, you know, especially coming out of yardage, out of trouble. So we'll see a nice little play by Sukavia, but it's good to have those centres that are big bodies and strong and contact as well.
As we see the run from dummy half on the last, and it's not a bad place to turn it over. I do think they had the numbers down their right-hand side, though, did Auckland Blue. They should have just gone through the hands, seen what was going. So you see Davidson screaming for the ball, and yeah, looked like they had a few numbers on that outside.
Yeah, they did have an overlap there. However, there's no other better way to end a set other than a repeat as well. So they've turned it over in a good position. They need to be patient here as well and disciplined as we see an error. Oh, he's caught a strip here by the look of it.
Yes, he has, and that was the run from Junior Poluno there.
Yeah,
and
he's another big body, man,
yeah.
Far out there. These kids are only 16 years old, and I've stood next to this guy in the lineup and stuff like that. He's a big body. I can only imagine what he's going to be like after a few more years of this competition.
Stood near him in the warm-up, and he towers me, and I'm not a tall man, but
I'm definitely not a tall man, Dan. So
I think that throw adds a few more inches on top of the height. He's 6'1" without the throw, he's 6'5" with it, and we see an early kick there. That's an interesting one from EJ Delamere, but he's got the wheels to catch up, and that's beautifully cleaned up there from Christian Roach. Apologies, not Christian.
You're all right, bro.
Not having a good day this morning.
I've got you, Dan. It's too early in the morning for you. I've got you back here, man.
Thank you, TJ. As we see a little bit of confusion of who's taking that run there, and the hand up from Faliaga there, and that's a good carry. No one really knowing what was going on, as we see good little play, and that's the back's getting in for some work there. That's Tomu Cook with their rat's tail flying out the back door. As we see a little bit of an injury there, and that's not a good sign for Auckland Blue if it's the main man's going to go down injured, as we see what's Tiffany Cooley going to conjure up from dummy half as an unforced error there from Logaya. He has started strong, but
you just saw there too, Dan. You know, like I know EJ was a bit of a selfish play there, but he backed his kick with a good kick chase, made the tackle as well, and he just slowly turned the screws there. So their discipline was strong defensively. And look, they've forced an error. Now they're in good ball position with their attacking set, which has been a while for this Auckland Black side. So let's see if they can put some more points on the board.
Yes, it are, and it's just over 7 minutes 45 left in this first half. It's been an enthralling one there. So we've got time off, and the referee's just going to have a chat just to see how the injury's going for. I think it was Tomu Cook who's gone down injured, and he's looking all right. He's back in the line, and Black, they have it just on the halfway line here, and it's going to be an interesting set from them. Can they really have the patience just to guide themselves around the park and look for an easy opportunity, as we see our try scorer taking that run there. That's Finlay taking the run, and
yeah, big fan of Callum, man. I think he's got potential written all over him, and as we'll see, another error there by Auckland Black, but he's got a big future if he stays in the game as Callum, and big fan of his, man. He's does all the little things very, very well.
And there was an unforced error there from Philip Tilda, and the bench has been good at hit and miss for both sides so far. A few errors coming from each side, and they didn't really want to turn that ball over there, did Auckland Black, who were in good field position. I think they backed their defence, though. It's a good start for them defensively, but just offensively, I think, again, they might come down to the dew on the field. We're not too sure how the boys doing with the handling, but just a couple unforced errors from both sides. It's not the best looking into the half.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of nerves as we see a big shot there by Polono. But yeah, it could come down to a little bit of nerves as well, man. So there's a lot riding on the game here for Black. So they just need to settle down, get back to their strengths, play to the conditions at the moment, because it is a little bit dewy.
As we see Sikuvea again, it's an unforced error and it's cleaned up. I think that's by my man Philip Lavakiaho there. And he's wrapped up nicely. So we see a scoop from Harris, and he's found his halves partner there. And a good tackle from Cook one-on-one. He's done well to stop that there. That was Tawal with that run, and line speed's key here for Blue. Can they really stop this little bit of a roll on here for Black, because they're trying to slow down their ruck speed. And you see one marker, Harris, will look to scoot, and he's done that there. He's got an offload, and it's...
Yeah, reset. AJ Belsham playing to the whistle there.
You see Black, they look to shift it left, and they're going to couple unders lines, and we see that's Bice with that run. As Harris goes again, there's Puluno, and another one that's just dropped as Cook sees a little open space in front of him, and boy, oh boy, don't give Tomu Cook some open space. But again, it's good contact over the top. He's done well to just punch it free, but again, ball security is...
Yeah, that's two back-to-back errors now for Ambrose Junior Puluno. He needs to tidy up those carries here. His team was in a really good position to end the set there. Not sure what's happened there.
So we see a good run down the left-hand side. A little bit of confusion with the referee, and that's Gordon Afoa taking that run. He's been busy to start off the bench as Gordon Afoa, and it's going to be big for the Auckland Blue side to really get a bit of a foothold in the forward pack and get that ball running their way, as we see no dummy half and almost catastrophe there for Auckland Blue. Just
great desperation there by Trayvon Dave as well. Manages to secure the ball for his team.
as we see a big kick from Dave, and it's well taken there. That's Christian Roach. He's done well under the high ball to start as Roach. 3 from 3 from his catches and facing the sun too, as we see Delamere go wide, and that's our try scorer in Finlay. And they want to get a bit of a roll
good carry there by Callum. But yeah, Christian Roach, I believe younger brother of VJ Roach, who was a part of our Shaun Johnson Shield last year and our Auckland touring side as well. Shout out to VJ if you're watching, mate.
It's great to see boys like that just bounce through the grades and really continue in their career. And it's silky hands there from the big men to just tip around, as we see a little backdoor on the right-hand side. We've got a bit of space, and there's an open break, open pasture for Lagaya, and he's done well to just hold himself.
Christian Roach.
Again, apologies to Christian Roach. I'm not having a good start to the morning, and almost ended in catastrophe there for Black, as we see the ball spilled and it's picked up, and Poluno, he's got to just hold on to it. They've got a repeat set there, and it's a good result there from Auckland Black.
Yeah, great kick chase by the middles there, Poluno, and also Deshante Tawal. So we see Philip Vakiaho taking a carry here. Need to get some hands around the ball.
I think running in pairs will be crucial for these big boys. They've really got to hit that line at speed, and just they can pick the men on the outside and run of those small boys. I reckon that's what they should be doing.
Yeah, it's weird in this grade as well, man. You'll see here close to the line, see how flat they are. They probably need to get a little bit deeper down there. But when they're coming out of yardage, they're actually too deep. They need to be a little bit flatter. So a little bit of education for these young fellas as they go older. But again, if you're running with a lot of purpose, you can create some opportunities anyways. We see Delamere with some numbers here on the left-hand side. Freddie Bass, he's strong with his carries.
Not a bad little
Last
run
play,
there from Bass.
expect TJ Harris to...
And I think we've got Cook down injured, and I think Auckland Black wanted to carry on there. No fullback in the line. There would have been a bit of space in behind there.
Mate, I guarantee if that plays on, TJ Harris takes that one, man. So, look, there's a bit of space there. I back him one-on-one as well.
Yeah, he would have had 50. Oh, he would have had 4-1 odds there to score in that try. As we see Tomu Cook, he's gone down in the wars again, and it's not looking good for the young man. He had a bad injury and bad concussion at the end of Region of Origin last year, where it was not a good sign to see him down. But again, he's down on his haunches, and we'll find out what's wrong with him soon. But
yeah, he's a bit low. I know he's had a few ankle injuries as of late as well. So, but you know, like that's a credit to Tomu. He's outstanding in contact. He puts his body on the line for the team. That's why he's a lovable character within his playing group, and obviously around the rugby league community as well. So good young kid. He'll battle on for as long as his body lets him, man. So
he's in a bit of strife though, and a lot of these boys are rocking some luscious throws as Polono goes over and he crashes right at the line. And a big man that close, that strong, you're not going to stop him. 9 times out of 10, 99.999% of the time, he's going to score that one-on-one. See the ref blow time on. TJ Harris just picks it one-on-one, and too big, too strong.
Yeah, just probably failing to get a little bit, or he got under the ball a little bit too much there. You probably need to get over it, especially on the big fella. But it's easier said than done when you're playing against someone that's about 6'3", 6'4" at this stage. So, look, Ambrose Jr. Poluno, he's made a couple back-to-back errors now, but he's brought his team back in front now with that 4-pointer.
Yes, and it's a close half here, and I do expect EJ Delamere to knock this kick over and just extend the lead to 2. And he does just that, and it's 10 points to 6. So Auckland Black leading this one. Just over 1:30 left in the first half, and it's really been nip and tuck, and no one's got a real foothold in this game so far, and it's been interesting to see. Yeah,
it's been a bit of an arm wrestle, but I expected this from both of these sides. You know, they're both great teams, and the competition in itself, especially for this under-16 grade, has been real tight, especially around half-time marks. There's a few teams around there that probably fall off later on in the second half, but you know, as they get more experience playing more footy, more rugby league around the motu, it's going to be a lot. I probably wouldn't be swinging on that tree. These trees are about 100 years old around this park. So, but yeah, no, it's been some close encounters, but this is a big set for Auckland Black here. They need to get to their kick, be disciplined as well in this final minute of play.
As we see our try scorer, that's Ambrose Junior Polono taking that run, and he's backed it up well after scoring. And Auckland Black, again, like you said, TJ, they just want to complete this set just before halftime. Don't risk it, as we see. Good little run there. That's Philip Tura taking that run, and an unforced error there just before halftime, and he's complaining to the referee that there was a foot in there. And
no, lost it.
Just a straight drop. Not how they wanted to end the half here, Auckland Black. And Auckland Blue have a little bit of an opportunity. I think they might get at least 1 or 2 tackles in just before halftime. Try and even up the deficit.
Yeah, that clock may be a little bit different on your screen too, guys. There might be about 30 more seconds left here as well. So probably going to get through a couple tackles here.
So we see Dave feed the scrum in nice and deep. And again, we see a
Tight
hooking.
head, is it? Oh, they're going to buy a bit of time here, but bit messy. Stay packed in the scrum, boys. TJ Harrison there. Yeah, the referee's made the right call there. They need to stay bound as well before the ball clears there, guys. So good call by the on-field official. Last play.
See what Auckland Blue can conjure up. They've got to put a kick in, and it's charged down. And it's play on, and everyone's confused what's going on. It's a Hail Mary out wide, and Auckland Black might counter-attack here. As we see, a big shot there, and it's an offload, and it's play on still. It's hot potato stuff, and it's taken by AJ Bouchin, and a frantic end to the first half there with Auckland Black up 10 points to 6 over Auckland Blue. The second half coming up shortly. We'll be back with you soon.
The Fijian Cup, supporting grassroots Fiji. With international teams flying in to go up against the best club teams in Fiji. Over 50,000 in prizes for each sport, the Fijian Cup is placing a spotlight on untapped talent. A tournament like no other.
The Stream Shop are experts in live video content creation, connecting communities by sharing the magic moments as they happen. All sorts of sports delivered on any platform, to anyone, anywhere in the world. We deliver cost-effective, high-quality production that really changes the game. It's the next best thing to being there live. Shoot it, stream it, share it with the Stream Shop. Proud supporters of the ARL.
The Fijian Cup, supporting grassroots Fiji. With international teams flying in to go up against the best club teams in Fiji. Over 50,000 in prizes for each sport, the Fijian Cup is placing a spotlight on untapped talent. A tournament like no other.
Up first, it's Auckland Black up 10 points to 6 over Auckland Blue. And it's been a close first half, TJ, and really no one's got a foothold of this game. It's been a good arm wrestle, though.
Yeah, it has been, man. It's been a good contest so far, and there may have been a few nerves earlier on, but the boys completed a few sets. So we see our first try there with lead-up work from the forwards done. Lutu Mawala playing a nice draw and pass there for Caelan Finlay. Still had a bit of work to do, but too big, too powerful, and he put the first try on the board in this contest.
Yes, it was. It was a wonderful try from Caelan Finlay. He had a lot of work to do, but he did it well. As we see the response from Auckland Blue is nice hands there from Dave. He just pops it in. And that's Tipene Kule dotting over there. He's still got a bit of work to do there. He had 2 bodies on him, but he's done well to just spin out and just dot that one down into the sticks.
Yeah, just a bit of a disjointed defensive line there. Nice eyes-up play there by Trayvon Dave, the half for Auckland Blue, and putting their first try on the board there as well. Come down to try number 3 as well. We had a little bit of an injury there. Defensive line wasn't quite set. And then the big prop forward, Ambrose Jr. Puluno, dives in for his first try as well. So extending the lead here, 10 points to 6. Auckland Black currently in the final, the Shaun Johnson Shield final for next week. But there's still a lot of footy to be played.
Is it Waikato they will be playing in the final, or...?
Man, that's the exciting thing about this competition, man, at the moment is it's going to come down to the 2 games. So there's a game here today. Auckland Black win, they proceed to the final. If Auckland Blue win, Auckland Red have a chance potentially. But I believe Auckland Blue do have a good points differential as well. So, but then it's also still going to come down to the game tomorrow. So Auckland White play Waikato, and the winner of that game will go through to the grand final as well. So effectively, we've got a semi-final over the weekend. Although it's not a semi-final, just the top 2 teams will play off in the final next week.
As we see, one man's found himself a homemade seat there, tipping over one of our bins just to rest on top. And it's not too hard to bring a camping chair down, ladies and gentlemen. You got plenty of money to spend. They're not too expensive. $15 from the warehouse, I believe they are. So
yeah, man, I'm all good with you using it as a seat as long as you put it back up and put the rubbish in the bin, ladies and gentlemen. We have a great facility down here at Cornwall Park. This is our new home of Auckland Rugby League as well. Although I say new, we've been here for about 30-odd years here at Cornwall, but it's a long way away from the legendary Cornwall Park. But shout out to all the Cornwall Park diehards watching the game. Troy Harley, I know you're down there somewhere. And Whitianga watching the game, mate. You're a league legend, so shout out to you, Troy.
as we see Auckland Blue about to get us underway, and it's going to be Trayvon Dave to kick off. And they want to start really strong here, Auckland Blue defensively, just try and slow that ruck speed down as we see a kick-off with a bit of backspin on it, and it's taken nicely. And there's one of the try scorers in the first half, Puluno, and he's disposed of 1, and he's disposed of 2 and 3, and an ankle tap is the only thing that chops him down. And he's won his side a penalty on the first set.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Tipene Kule. He won the tackle back, and he just tried to slow it down a little bit for his team, and unfortunately gave away a penalty there. But they failed to find touch here, so a big error by Auckland Black.
It's good recovery there from the outside men of Auckland Blue, just to tip that one back, and I think that was Tomu Cook knocking it back. As we see Tomu bouncing off 1, 2. He's still going as Cook, and he's wrapped up nicely there. We've got a stoppage here. I don't know what it is.
Puluno looks like he's got a lower leg injury there.
He's got a bit of a limp on him going, and then it'll be a big loss for Auckland Black. As we see a dominant 3-man tackle there from the boys. They're really trying to slow it down. That's what will be the key for Auckland Black, holding on to this lead. As we see boys flying out of the line, but good hands on the second phase there as Dave jinking, weaving, and he's still going. That's Davidson, apologies.
Yeah, he's been strong as well, man. I know he had an injury last year, so we didn't get to see him too much, but that was a nice run there by Hodita Davidson. He's got some good feet. He's a big body, but also lightning quick as well, man. So it's good to see him taking a good carry there for his team coming out of yardage. And
he's won a side a penalty too, as we see them tap in the middle here, and it's a big run. Going to go off the back fence, met by strong contact.
A.T. Ross.
A.T. Ross, that is taking that carry. He's done well. Good, quick play the ball 2-1 marker, and they've really pushed it back up the middle there, Blue, and it's a good run there. Good post-contact meters too off the back of that.
Yeah, good run there by Hudson Frost as well. He's another front rower for me, Dan, that does all the basics right, man. He's got a good carry on him. Always finds his front, gets a quick play the ball away as well. So good carry there by one of the co-captains.
Sikuvea playing that ball, and Auckland Blue going down the right-hand side. They're going to want to set up deep left here. What's Trayvon Dave going to conjure up as they go 1-2 punch? And that's Gordon Afoa, and I almost sprung out of that, and he's offloaded off the ground. Yes, boys, it's not rugby. You got to make sure that ball carrying the arm doesn't hit the ground with a man on you. So we see a replay here, and I think Afoa, just that over eagerness just to pop that one up.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. It does look like the hand carrying the ball there did touch the ground, so good call by the on-field official. But he's another one that's impressed me this campaign as well, as Gordon Afoa. Expect big things for him in the future as well if he continues along his rugby league journey.
It's a good run there from Philip Vakiaho to back that up as we see an arm free and no offload taken, and good defence there from Blue. They've slid well on that, and they're just going to look to shoot as we see one fly out of the line earlier. I'm pretty sure that was Hudson Frost who was offside and got a high contact penalty here, and Blue just ill-discipline there is just hurting them a little bit to start this half.
Yeah, a few penalties creeping into the game now, so again, discipline's massive in this age grade, and some of them are little things that they can do as well, like getting in front, making the referee, all those little things. Sometimes these young kids as well, man, or young men I should say, that one step is all it takes, but now it's cost their side another 10-20 metres plus a set of 6.
Yes, it has, and they're just inside the blue half here, Auckland Black, and they'll want to really get a roll on in the set, try and get a repeat set to just offer themselves something on attack, as we see a nice little unders play there, and they're dropping one over. It's a good quick play the ball too, though. We see Black in a little bit of a roll on the set. And again, good post-contact meters.
It's through Notanuru. Yes. He's been strong this campaign as well. Traditionally, I believe, plays in the centres, but back row's definitely his position at the moment. So
there's a set up deep to this right-hand side, and this is what you're talking about, TJ, in the first half, as we see a bit of depth. And it's EJ Delamere, and he had men outside him. He should have just gone through the hands. But
yeah, man, 3-on-1 opportunity there. Potential missed opportunity for Black.
As they spin it, that's Moala taking that run. He hasn't had too much work to do in the first half, Moala. He took a couple of carries, made a few tackles, but hasn't had too many touches of the ball as we see them spin it off the left-hand side. Good little tip there. That's good hands. But it's matched by quality defence there, and there was Peter Whanaiaga there. I think he was down at halftime injured, but he's shaken off the injury as we see, again, a replay. Just good little hands, but he's done well to just slide cover and just sort of grab the jersey and pull him all the way down on that replay.
Yeah, nice little shift play there, and again, they've turned the ball over at the right end of the field, which I'm not too fussed about. That was a good attacking set by Auckland Black, but potential missed opportunity there by Mahu Delamere as well. Created the space as we see a nice strong run here by Gordon Afoa. Getting this team on the front foot with a nice quick play the ball as well.
Yes, he's been very busy as Gordon Afoa off the bench, and we're still yet to see a few boys off the bench for both sides. I think Sui Gatapu's named on the bench for Auckland Blue, but I don't see him to come on. He's an outside back, so
nice play.
Good line run there from Hati Ross, and Hati Ross has the speed. Oh, it's good cover though from his opposite number in Moala, and it's a good quick play the ball. Dave takes off. Dave stepping, kicking. It's off legs. And it's dived on, and it's going to be play on there. And
I don't know if that was played at. What's the call here by the on-field official?
I think he might have called a 6 again there. It didn't look like it was played. It looked like it was more so just kicked into legs. As we see a lifting tackle gone wrong there.
Yeah, dangerous tackle there.
We're just waiting for all the boys just to calm down. You know, testosterone's flying out there with the boys at this age, and not the best looking tackle there, but he's shaking it off nicely as Colini Collins there.
Yeah, look, I know both of these boys as well. Stephen Moala, the tackler, he's definitely not that sort of player as well. So I wouldn't have meant any malice by it. And Leka, normally a quiet individual, but wiped up there a little bit. But look, it's footy, man. It's a physical game. Those things sort of happen by mistake sometimes, and adrenaline pumping. They just got to play some footy. That's what they're here to do.
As we see Cooley ready to tap, and he's tapped it off to D'Angelo Michele, and he's a strong body to stop, and it's a good run, but matched by good defence. And we haven't seen too many runs from Cooley from dummy half, and that's sort of a strength that he's really relied on the previous 3 weeks. Such a good read there. I think that was base with that one. He's done well to wrap up Davidson.
He's a tough young kid, man. Owed it to Davidson. Look, he's a 5'8". He's wearing the 6 on his back. However, he's a strong ball carrier.
As Dave goes deep into the line, and he's wrapped up nicely there by Lavakiaho, and he's done well. And they're wanting a penalty at Auckland Blue as we see it go on to Sikuvea, and he's offloaded to a 4, who's wrapped up quickly there by Moala. Blue scheming, they're deep to this left-hand side, and they're going to scoop from dummy half as Cooley, and he's held
Great
up
tackle by
nicely
Kite.
there.
Got down low.
Got a bit of an injury though, and looked like there were a few bodies piled up on top of, and trying to work out who that is for you.
Might have been an accidental head knock here. Could be wrong, could be jumping to conclusions, but you saw there as well, George Kite getting down low. Tipene Cooley as well as a renowned runner from dummy half. He scored a few tries through this campaign already with those darting runs, so great defence there shown by George Kite.
Just see a little stoppage in play here. Cooley's getting treated, but I think when this game runs on, you get a few more tired legs around the ruck. You look to see Tipene Cooley just dart from dummy half, and same with Nathaniel Fafita as well. They're really going to look to push those forwards and turn them around back to play and really tie them down. That's going to be the key to getting a bit more of a roll on back into the half. And I think these stoppages will help the boys, though, just get a bit of a breather back into them.
Yeah, that's Ferretti base there down on the ground. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like he might have taken a head knock, mate. So hopefully you're all right there, Ferretti. Been strong since coming on the field so far today.
He will go off though, and it didn't look too comfortable after he took that little bump to the head.
Yeah, watch Tumu close to the line here. There's a bit of space. They just need to make that replacement as well, I believe. So.
And this last, and they fire it out to Dave out the back door, and he's kicked it. It's not a bad one, but it's cleaned up wonderfully there by EJ Mahudelamere, and he's going to use his speed to get on the outside and get out of the end goal. And that's a great heads-up play, and wonderfully done to just buy his side a few metres to get out and not be forced back under their own goal line with a dropout, and then a penalty off the back of that. And Auckland Black are getting the running on to start this set.
Yeah, again, we're going to put that down to fullback there. EJ Mahudelamere, great play as a fullback. Looked like he had some good positioning there. And again, we spoke about how electric he is. He's lightning quick, and having that speed down there in that in goal. I was hoping Nick Meaney had that last night, but he didn't. So EJ, if you ever catch up with him, man, give him a few pointers before Pappenhausen comes back.
Yes, in the Storm, they've lost a few crucial men over the previous weeks with Jerome Hughes out suspended last night, but good to see Munster back though.
Mad Dog's the man.
And the ball finds ground, but it's cleaned up nicely there from Black. And I think he's called a knock on there, so it's a little spilt ball on the halfway line, and Blue though breathe a sigh of relief there and got the ball in decent field position for this attacking set here. So we see how it comes out, and that's going to be the question. It goes on this next play here when it found ground.
Yeah, silly play there. I'm not sure where the pass was supposed to go, but they had the numbers down that short side as well. They're just guilty of drifting sideways. They needed to play a little bit more direct. They're coming around, sweeping around. So you see Tommy Cook with a strong contact there, met by his opposite number, EJ Delamere.
There's Dave scheming down this left-hand side. They find Licker on the other side, and it's the wingers combining. It's off legs, and it's a poor turnover there from Auckland Blue, as Trayvon Dane will need some help stopping the big man getting that run away. And
short 10. Short 10.
I think there's been a few of those to start this. As we see Moala taking that run. And again, they've got TJ Harris back on, so it's going to be interesting to see how he navigates around the ruck. Is he going to scoot? Is he going to weave? And Philip Lavakiaho taking that run, and I don't even think he's gone off yet, Philip.
No, he has. He's come back on for a second stint, as we see another error there by Auckland Black. So it's getting a bit untidy here at the moment. But yeah, look, TJ Harris has been on for a little bit now. Look for Nathaniel Fafita to come back on and play a acting running 9 role when he comes back onto the field.
Yeah, it hasn't been the best start in the opening 12 minutes for the second half. A few scrappy errors, a lot of penalties been given, and a few stoppages to injuries as well. And I think that's just hindering both sides' momentum, really trying to get a foothold on this game and just swing it in their favour. And it's going to be quite even till the end, I think.
Yeah, there hasn't actually been too many completed sets at the moment. There was that one that Auckland Blue just completed, but then they gave it away with a silly penalty for being offside. So if a team can settle it down, complete a couple sets, build a bit of pressure that way, they might be able to extend their points here in this contest.
As Davidson drops one off to the 15, that's Samuel there taking that run. I think Davidson's going to look to really dig deep into the line along with Trayvon Dave, and it's backed up by a good strong run from Homafotu there. And he's a big strong carrier of the ball. He's not the tallest man on the field, but he's got a big strong upper body. As we see one bouncing off 2, that's Mohetiwara there. It's a good quick play the ball. Cooley scheming around dummy half, and Dave looking deep for Cook, and Cook, ooh, he's scheming. It's still going as Cook, and he's got an offload away to Collins. Collins down the left-hand side, and he's going to cross in the corner. Wonderful try there from Auckland Blue, and Tomu Cook is the creator, the finesse man, and the master of that try there for Auckland Blue.
Yeah, great run there by Tomu Cook, and again, I've got to back up Leka here. He's taking the fullback on. He's a big, rangy winger, is Leka Collins. Nice little in and away there by Tomu, just beating his would-be defender. And Leka just sizing up EJ Mahu Dalamia. I thought EJ would have had him. He's definitely got the pace on him, but great try there by Leka Collins.
He has a tall frame to stop, and it's locked the scores up now, and it's 10 points apiece. And it's a great try there from Collins, but it's down to just, I think, what you said in that first half, TJ, just a little bit more depth on their attacking plays, but they're on the halfway line, so coming out of their own end, they're really deep, but they want to get flatter, and then in the opposition half, you want to get nice and deep, and we saw that depth there from Dave just organising their men to really put Cook one-on-one with his defender, and the rest is history. Yeah,
costly error there too by Black, so again, they need to start settling it down. Both sides do, actually. There's been a few back-to-back errors, but when you got a team like Auckland Blue and Auckland Black, they got some gun outside backs, and people like Tomu Cook, who's taking the kick now as well. Give that man any kind of ball and loose play like that, he's going to tear you apart every time. So great try there by Auckland Blue.
Tomu Cook lines it up, and he's just pushed it to the right, so it's going to be locked up 10 apiece after that kick, and it's anyone's game in this last 15 minutes of the second half. Just over halfway gone, and really no one's got a foothold in this game. Only a few completed sets in the second half, and I think Auckland Blue, they just completed that one with a try to match it and lock the scores up. And it's a good response though there from Auckland Black. You like seeing that, really jogging back to halfway, the intent's there to keep going and try and swing the ball back in your favour.
Well, they need to, man.
Yeah.
They need the win today to progress through to the final next week of the Shaun Johnson Shield. So it's a tight contest, but all the pressure's on Auckland Black at the moment, So Auckland Blue playing for pride, and they've probably got a little bit less pressure on their shoulders. So we see the ball bounce in there.
And a bit of a juggle there. There was Mohetiwara. And a slip from Cook too. Almost ended in a disaster there. So you see Cooley scheming a dummy half. And he's found D'Angelo Mikaele. Brother not playing today, and they're the 1-2 punch off the bench or starting. And he started at 13 a couple weeks ago, Mikaele. Dave scheming down this left-hand side, and Hatiros back at the angle.
And a good play the ball. Tipene, go.
Again, caught it with one mark, and he hasn't really looked to run at the markers a lot in this game as Tipene Kule.
Yeah, you can see there he's got his knee strapped, so he might be a little bit ginger here at the moment. So see some nice hands there by Hoda to Davidson.
Wonderful work for Davidson. He throws a big dummy that sold everyone. And he's wrapped up finally. Hoda to Davidson. It's a good run there as we see them look to find Tomu Cook, I reckon, on this left-hand side. Goes to Dave for the kick, and it's not a bad kick. The contest is there, but well taken by Finlay. No contest in the end from Blue. It was a good kick from Trayvon, Dave.
Yeah, not a bad set though. They've almost gone 90 metres there. Turn the ball over at the right end of the field. So you see a strong run there by Hoda to Davidson.
Just watching that run from Davidson there, the way he's able to just glide across the turf, like it's with ease as well. He's not really putting too much effort into it.
Yeah, he's a big-bodied half as well, man. So he's got some silky skill. I watched his game when Auckland Blue had that narrow loss to Waikato a few weeks ago, and he had a good run there as well. Like he can glide around the field. So we see a silly play there by Black, looking like they're chasing points at the moment. Just need to probably tuck the ball under, get the ball at the right end of the field.
Yeah, and it's cleaned up wonderfully there by Hudson Frost, but just a silly error again from Black. They're trying too hard to chase points at them, and I think they've just got to get the game to come to them and really try and get their roll on. As I think Auckland Blue, they really look like they got some points in them in the next few minutes, and that could be all she wrote as I say that, and it's...
Calling a penalty here. He says the ball's gone back, but you're in front of him.
I think he's called accidental offside. So that's an interesting one there from the referee. It looked like he was in line with the play, was Tipini Cooley, and Auckland Black, they breathe a sigh of relief there, and they're lucky to get the ball back. As they're deep inside their own half, they'll really want to make sure this set counts, either get a repeat set or do one better and score from it, and they'll need some big strong runs to back that up, as we see a nice little run there from dummy half.
Look for him to get his hands on the ball a little bit more down this end of the field especially.
As there's the try scorer there, Polono, and he's just... He's been very lucky there and got a side a penalty. And
yeah, in saying that, there was a few late defenders in there, but they're coached that way, so it's a penalty that they had to give away. They lost the tackle there.
As he takes another run to try and back up that penalty. He's one for his side, Polono. As they look to scheme left here, and it's gone wide. And AJ Belchin, he hasn't had too much of the ball in his hands to really give the space for Delamere. But as we see that, that's a good little pop pass there.
Good tackle, Tomu Cook.
And it's unforced error after unforced error from both sides. I think just could have taken the tackle there, really flirting with the touchline, but Tomu Cook's done well to just get under the ball and roll him over. It's good defensive work from Auckland Blue. And
yeah, again, just Auckland Black, and it's a funny thing, pressure, obviously, their strength is in their forwards, but they look to go wide there, and there was a nothing play really, and they need to probably play a little bit more direct.
As we see a
nice shot,
big shot over that top. Slides in and bang under the ball, arms and everything. That's a good hit there. And maybe that might spark Black into some life here, really getting off the line defensively. As we see Davidson, he's looking to drop one under. And look to see on this, I reckon, fourth tackle, third tackle, they're going to scheme back to this left-hand side with Davidson, Cook, and they're going to look to get Colini Collins back on this left-hand side. As Tipini Cooley, that's a good little run there. And he's slammed down by Belchin. And so the first run he's done from dummy half to get a few meters, and really slow play the ball though.
Didn't get the number.
It's a good take though from Delamere, and he's broken 1-2. Ooh, he's almost out of that one. Wrapped up by his opposite there, and Tomu Cook and D'Angelo Mikaele taking that tackle too. And again, I think outside backs are going to be the key here to get Auckland back up the field, really get their forwards a bit of a roll on too.
That's what they just got to do, tuck it under here, play at the right end of the field, grind themselves back in there. But Auckland Blue have been outstanding today. Nothing on the, you know, they've got nothing to play for. There's no way of making the final, but they've turned up here today against all odds as well, and they've played outstanding so far.
As Deshonte Tawal kicks early, and he's kicked wonderfully, and it's a good take, and Tomu Cook's done well to get ball and all and roll it over. As we've got another stoppage here from the referee, and this is a nice little pet play though. I think they might have practiced this as Deshonte Tawal. He's just seen the runners on the inside there.
Yeah, we're back into the action now. Auckland Black have gone in by the look of it.
And a bit of a spray to match the score as well, and Auckland Black will be pleased with that. They haven't done too well in the second half, but that 4-pointer will be a big boost of confidence for them there. Try and work out who our try scorer is.
Yeah, defensive line just not set there. They needed to get off their line here. You see EJ Mau Delamere.
Here we go. It's the main man for Auckland Black, the star player, the co-captain, the electric man. He reminds me of Matt Duffy, the way he just glides across with the speed to match it as well. He's got a bit of pace behind him, and he's deserved that 4-pointer. He had a really good game today.
Yeah, good call on the Matt Duffy thing. He does. He's a similar body shape as well. He's not too big of a fullback, but he's lightning quick. So I think with EJ, and especially with his developments, just finding the right ways to inject himself into the line, on attack, and then obviously, although fullback they should be making the least amount of tackles in the line, they have to make sure that they're the best organiser in terms of defensive lines as well. So bit of development there for EJ, but he's definitely capable of it, that's for sure.
And this kick and the context of the game is going to be a crucial one. Can they extend it to a 6-point lead, Auckland Black? Just over 8 minutes left in the second half. As it's a low one that struck the upright of all things to happen. It's left the door wide open for Auckland Blue to spoil the party for Auckland Black. And
EJ normally takes that kick. I don't think that was him taking that one as well. So it was a little bit of a nervous strike by the look of it. But man, what a massive set here for Auckland Black. Attacking wise, they had a few errors so far in this game. They need to tuck the ball under, get to their kick here. Lucky not to be called offside there from the kickoff.
As the ball bounces and Blue have the ball back. And they were lucky not to be penalised with a few men in front of the kick of Trayvon Dave, but just poor work there from Black to clean up that. As we see, you got 1, 2, 3 in front of the ball. That's ill-disciplined there. They're lucky to get away with it, but spun off the point and kept going.
Yeah, very lucky to get away with that, but the call's gone their way. Let's see if they can extend themselves. As we see Milatoni Sukavia jumping into 9 now. Watch him around acting half. Nice little tip on play. Nice, some strong contact. Nathaniel Fafita back on the field now. He's closing 7 minutes of this contest.
As they get a semi-quick play the ball in there, and it's gone out to Dave on this left-hand side. He's dropped my main man, Afoa, back up the middle, and it's a good run. Good settler there from Gordon Afoa, but Ambrose Junior Polono's just trying to ragdoll him around the field there. He's a big man, as Polono. It's a good run to match it up there. That's Wahitiwara. Again, they've got one marker, so I think the scoop might be on. But they go left at Dave, and he's found it. And he'll look for Cook. Does Dave, and the defense there from Auckland Black to match it, though.
Yeah, Tomu Cook's the danger man here. They need to get an extra number defensively. Let's see, it looks like it might have been lost here by Tomu.
I think it was when he just tried to pick that ball up and dive on it. He's just fumbled it there. And
yeah, good call. He's definitely a special talent, man. He might have just turned 15 at the moment, but one of the youngest on the paddock at the moment.
As ill-discipline from marker there from Homa Fotu. Just too eager to try and get off the line and work from marker to put some pressure on the Auckland Black side. As watch him jump from the second marker there really early.
I thought that was a tough call. I thought he did really well. The rulings there is the marker or defenders are allowed to leave once the ball left the foot. I thought it had left the foot, as we see an error here by Auckland Black.
And this last...
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. So
this last minute has been a bit scrappy after Auckland Black scored the try, and the whole second half hasn't been really clean to watch. It's been quite scrappy footy, and I think it's chasing points from Auckland Black and Auckland Blue, really trying to, be the spoil sports and ruin the party for them.
Yeah, that's the challenge there for these young fellas as well. Like obviously in big games like it is at the moment, playing more games like this will only help educate them and prepare them for battles later on in life, as we see Tommy Cook with a good run there.
You can see it shot there, Trayvon Dave just organising the troops, saying take one in, we're going to spring something to the left here, and I look for Tomu Cook to just sweep round. He was involved in that last play. He's caught in the middle though, as again, like you said, the spin, the weave, the roll, and Is the ball down on the line? That is the question. We've got a penalty for something. We will clarify this on the replay for you all.
Yeah, so I think he's pulled Hudson Frost up for walking through the line, making contact with a defender there, which has taken him out of play. Bit scrappy, bit of a cramp.
Milatoni Sikuvea is down. He's got a bit of cramp. He's done well with his tip plays around the middle of the ruck. He's moved to 9 now with Tipene Kule on the bench. And this Auckland Blues side don't have an extra hooker on the bench, do they?
Nah, they've got a few injuries at the moment as well, man. Like we said, Lucian's a little bit injured. I know he's not a hooker, but they've had a few injuries as well. Aubu is normally the other hooker, I believe. So missing a little bit of personnel this week is Auckland Blue. However, they've done an outstanding job today, man. They've taken Auckland Black all the way to the end, and they're in a position here to snatch the win as well. So, look, Auckland Black have a big attacking set on their hands here, man. They need to find touch here, first and foremost, and their big men have to tuck the ball under their wing, get some yardage, get to the back end of their set, and get a good kick away to a corner, and muscle up defensively. That'll put them in a good position to win this game. But there's still a lot of time left in footy.
Yeah, they want the likes of Philip Lavakiaho and George Kite to really tuck that ball under, do the hard yards along with a few of the outside backs and Kalen Finlay and Young Moala and Faumu to really help out as well. As we see a knock-on call there from the referee. It looked like there were hands all over the ball on that one. And
I'm not sure if it was hands on there. It might have just been a loose carry by the look of it, but definitely getting messy. And again, that's going to be potentially a costly error there for Black.
as we see Milatoni Sikuvea not even binding in the scrum, the referee hasn't penalised him for that. And Trayvon Dane going deep into the line there. Look to see Tumu Cook scoot here from dummy half, and I say that, and he does that, and he's tackled nicely though there. And I think he's got a bit of cramps now, and it's really setting in for these boys. And as you can hear the boys through the FX mic really trying to encourage their boys defensively. We've got two boys from Auckland Blue down with cramps, and it's really struggling at the minute here, Auckland Blue, to just maintain that composure, and as are Black as well, just to really maintain the composure of this whole game and see it out for Auckland Black. They want to see it out, play safe, not do anything silly. And again, errors have been big for them in the second half. Not the best handling, completion rates probably below 60% for both sides in the second half, and really struggling as we see Sikuvea at dummy half. I think Tomu Cook, that's his day done. He's out the back here and he's not looking too good. It's Tomu Cook, they're waiting for him to get off the field so they can get on with it. I think another one went down out the back with cramps. They go crash play and all the stoppage in the world, and D'Angelo Mikhaili has coughed it up, and I think that stoppage really hurt both sides there. But a bonus for Black though.
It's a bit of a shame there too, man, because D'Angelo close to the line. He's proved too hard to stop in this competition to date, so a bit unfortunate for the young man. He's had a great campaign for a young 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid as well, or young man, I should say. But game's not over, man. There's probably 2-3 minutes left in this contest. Black have come up with a few errors to date at the moment, so they need to be simple here. Tuck the ball under, find your fronts, get it tidy, play the ball. They don't need to be fast here.
No, I think they're looking at doing that right now, taking their sweet time to play the ball, as we see one off the ruck, and that's what it's going to be. Just one out hit-ups to kick deep so they don't have the pressure on them down their own end, as we see an expensive, or not a too expensive play there from Philip Lavakiaho. Again, it's just easy there. It's AJ Belchin taking that one under his wing. Blue really trying to fly off their line, put some pressure on, force the error inside the opposition half here, as we see Scored enough for in that tackle along with Horatsa Davidson there. And kick pressure is good from Blue, and it's not a bad kick from Black, and it's bounced and gone out. Got to wait for all their boys to get back to Auckland Blue. They're going to have less than a minute here. And a bit of confusion of what the go is here.
40-20 here.
And it is a 40-20. Wow, that's a bold call there, because couldn't really see where he kicked it on the line, but it did bounce out past the 20, and the hooter sounds, and they've just got to tap and take the tackle, and it's going to be booted into the car park. And Auckland Black are 14-10 winners over Auckland Blue and the Shaun Johnson Shield. We've got an exciting matchup with the Dean Bell Cup boys playing next from both of these sides, but we'll be back shortly for that kickoff.